Do, 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 do. And there we go. All right. It would help if I plugged my controller in. There we go. I do not remember where I left off. Hey, Nicholas. Hey, Ms. Wicked Wolf. How are people doing? Everybody seems okay. What is this? Okay. Oh, alright. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Oh. Yeah. Do I? Oh boy, I've got a lot of olds, don't I? Alright, so that's... Now I've got a full crypt, which means I need another crypt. Ah. Okay. Let's see. What's this? Huh. I mean, I just like it because I think it's pretty. What's this? For luck, strength, and health. I am wondering, like, do they actually do something, or are they strictly decorative and, like, they're just saying they, or not saying, implying that they do something? Did I watch the Puppy Bowl? No. I don't even watch the counter programming from this stuff. What is... Oh. Get rid of that. Okay, is there stuff around somewhere else? Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. There was a Barfarama on site. Okay, that should take care of that. Okay. Have I done a sermon yet today? Oh. Oh, the camera froze up. Hang on. Give me a second here. What is going on? Why is that frozen like that? Did it disconnect? Hang on. Okay, I just had to restart it. There we go. Not sure what the issue was, but I just had to restart that. Have I done a sermon today? Yes. Okay. We're near the end of the day. All right. Let's go out and do some adventure. Hey, Scuzzbopper. That's the one that I haven't done. Let's buy you. Alright. I do not remember how close I am to 5 becomes nothing at all. The duty I owe to my brethren cannot be shirked. Waits. Oh, yep, we're at the boss fight bit. There we go, okay. Let's do this. Okay. Come on. Gotcha. Woo! Gotta get back into the groove. That's the thing when I take a week off from a game that I had found my rhythm on in the combat. What could possibly go wrong? The Kendrick halftime show was the first one I watched in years. No one cares about American football, far less the Super Bowl in my country. I think I actually think the only Super Bowl halftime show I saw live was the Justin Timberlake Janet Jackson one, the infamous one. And I saw that happen. It's not because I was watching the game. I was at work and I was on break and they had it on in the break room at my job. I saw a picture of Jessie with you at the con. I know this is silly, but I always have a vague sense that she's stepping on your turf when she does Doctor Who stuff. It's like in my head, there's one Tramps Fan YouTuber who talks about Star Trek, one who talks about Doctor Who, and they shouldn't overlap. Ha-ha! With our powers combined, none can defeat us except each other. Like, I do kind of get how that can happen, though, because honestly, I don't watch that many YouTubers who talk about the same thing. Like, the only video game reviewer I watch is Yahtzee. The only person who talks about the video game industry on the regular basis that I watch is Steph Sterling. The only YouTuber that I watch with any regularity, and he barely ever touches Doctor Who anymore, was Stu Bagfull. And it's not like I never watched any of the others, but they weren't part of my regular diet. Like, the only music YouTuber I watch is Todd in the Shadows. So, like, I do get it. I'm not someone who personally needs, like, 5 YouTubers talking about the same thing, you know? Not that there's anything wrong with that being your media diet. That's just not me. Orbiting eye that mimics any cursed cast. Oh. Fragile, which means what? It's gonna break as soon as I get hit, I assume. Come on. What do we got? Attack rate. Yes, please. Mostly watch true crime on YouTube, Dead Meat, and Tornado live streamers. My goodness. I watch Dead Meat. I like them. But they're also... Well, I guess they're not technically the only horror-focused channel I watch, because I am subscribed to Scaredy Cats, but Mildred does not upload very often anymore at all on either of their channels, come to think of it. I don't know what's going on there. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, there's a true crime video that Maggie May Fish has out that's in my watch later queue. True crime itself as a topic is not really my jam. Ooh, hello. Nice. I'll take that. Thank you. Sorry, minor interruption. Damn it. I gotta remember to keep the pace up in here. Like, I'm fine to pause, but I gotta remember to keep moving. At this point, I have decent resources. I don't need to resource farm by breaking everything in the environment as much as I used to. Because the longer I go without going back to my code, the more of a mess they're gonna be when I get there. I gotta remember that. Yeah, see? Somebody just got terrified of death trait. Oh no, somebody already had it, and somebody died of old age, so that's a problem. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I gotta move faster. Gotta move. Come on. Go down. Does that hit harder? That does hit harder, and it's faster. Oh, it's the gun, though. Oh, I don't really like the gun. Oh, we're gonna use it anyway. Alright. Fucker. I probably won't beat him. I haven't tried this boss before. Then again, I have beat some on first go. We'll see. Weaker, slower. Ooh. Chance of poisoning? I'll take it. Ugh. Damn it! God damn! Ah, that didn't go great. I don't think I'm gonna beat them. Okay. What am I dealing with? Okay. Shit. Holy shit! Dang! I did not expect to pull that off. Damn, okay. Ha-ha! Nice! I mean, if anything, body cams have exposed how overprotected police are. Like, qualified immunity is a horrifying concept, and it should be revoked. Like, immunity in general is rarely feels like it's a good thing. I'm not gonna say it has no place in any situation, but Christ. Shamura was weak, not wise. Their vision was too small to contain the multitudes of one such as I. The time has come to free me. You shall have the honor of returning the red crown to its true bearer. I admit you have worn it almost as well as I could have myself. You sacrificed 4 followers to strengthen the cult, to strengthen us. Your appetite is something I could admire, but the crown is mine, and none are worthy, none other than I. You shall lay down your life and return to me what is mine. After millennia, all may bask in my glory once more. But it cannot be done here. The final gate awaits. Hurry now, the time is at hand. Alrighty. Okay. I got stuff to deal with. Oh. Okay. Noted. Alright. There's a body somewhere. Where is it? Let's see. Crypt 2. I do not have what I need at present. There's a body somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Oh, did they take care of the body themselves? Oh, that's right. I have a morgue. I have a morgue. So, can I? No, I am one short on that. I forgot I built a morgue. Cool. There we go. You know that Battlestar Galactica episode with the murder doctor? Yeah. You think Bruce Davison had a moment after getting the role where he thought, wait, have I been typecast as a genocidal bigot? No, I think he got the role and thought, hey, work is work. Because that's what working actors are like. Hey there, Trista. Hey, Starbush. Let's see. All cult members will gain the sacral architecture strength when new buildings gain more faith. Let's go with that one. Yay! Devotees! Let's receive a disease heartbeat. Cool. I like that, like, the doctrine paths, it does lock stuff out. A common issue with a lot of, like, unlock paths and skill trees and stuff and whatnot in games these days is it's basically just a matter of how much stuff you grind up to unlock. I think it's always better, maybe not to have it be the only way to go about things, but I think it's always more interesting when picking one option fully locks out the other. Because it means that you can legit have something that feels a little bit more unique to you. Not that the doctrines drastically change the game or anything, it's just nice to know my cult's a little different than somebody else's might be. Do we feel like doing any rituals? Lovely. That should mean I am, yes, I can upgrade. Let's upgrade that credit. Yeah, let's upgrade some more of these. That'll do. Ooh. There we go. That. Let's go ahead and drain that. I have a timed quest. Find Julian in Anchor Deep. Okay. Have I ever played Farmville? Nope, I never got into Farmville. Okay, then. Hang on, so what's this? Oh, Woolhaven DLC. Okay. I don't have that. I may or may not get it. I am enjoying the game, but I was just looking at his Wikipedia to get the spelling right. The pedant in me noticed something wrong. It says he played Senator Robert Kelly in the first two X-Men movies, but in the second one he actually played Mystique impersonating Senator Robert Kelly. That is true, though you could still argue that his physical form was that of Senator Kelly, and it gets weird. You're not wrong. The pedant in you, whoops, I actually did not mean to come in here. The pedant in you is not wrong. I want to go to Anchor Deep, because I don't like not fulfilling quests. That's Darkwood. That's Anchor Deep. There we go. I don't know. I kind of like the diamond, Nicholas. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's harder when you come back. Forgot about that. We got the basics here. All right. He was unlike the rest of his kin, for the others dealt with flux, chaos, famine, pestilence, war, things which in their constancy must transpose, and yet he was the inevitable, the obstinate and irresistible, the one who waits. Truly peculiar 'twould then seem his appenacy to invite the novel anew, break ancient vow and primordial bond alike. Traditions stagnate and appetites augment. Nonetheless, doubt tears faith asunder. Offering to the owl, a prayer to the hunter. Great hunter, we write this prayer and leave this offering in the hopes you will grant us triumph in our hunt. We vow to take no more than we need and leave the brooding and the young. May we be swift and silent as you, hunter. Lore. Interesting. That sounds lovely, Trista. I look forward to when it is warm enough that I can start the morning with coffee on my back porch again. It's been a while. Cute. Ah. Can't afford that. Interesting. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez, how many waves is this? The cult's going okay, Nick. I have unlocked the final area. I'm just running down some quests at the moment. Sure, why not? Fucker. God damn it. Shit. Ugh. Not in great shape. It's unseasonably warm here, has been for weeks. Seems nice until we have no snowpack for summer, though. Yeah, I could do it. We have been getting a lot of snow this winter here, which is nice because some years we haven't. And, like, it's a pain in the ass to deal with. I admit that readily. But, like, helps the ski business that's around here. I'll tell you, though, it was really jarring coming from Gallifrey 1 back home, going from 70-degree weather to 17 below zero. That's Fahrenheit for folks outside the U.S. Damn it! The only Wikipedia age edit I've ever done that's stuck is if you go to the Cultures Wikipedia page, the dates for when the stories are set were all worked out by me in 2017. Nicely done. God damn it. Son of a fuck! There it is. Oh shit, that's right. Forgot I had that set up. Gotcha. There we go. Oh, No. No. I didn't. No. Fuck. I'm trying to remember. Didn't I? Shit. Fuck. There we go. I'll take a hit to the what I collected. I didn't mean to continue. I think my favorite X-Men movie was still Remains X2, personally. What does that do? Okay. Let's see. Go. Go. Okay. Ah. Okay, so there's that. Go. Oh, damn it. There we go. Germaphobe. No, what happens to Kelly in the first X-Men movie feels very satisfying these days, like in the sense that he's a bigoted politician who faces real consequences for it. That really is fantasy at this point, isn't it? Lustful. Interesting. Welcome to the booty cult. Okay. Let's start with a sermon. What has been interesting to me is like the X-Men quote that's been making the rounds a lot lately is from one of the least liked movies, that being X-Men The Last Stand, but Magneto's quote when he interrupts that meeting and somebody's going, nobody's talking about extermination, and he just walks in, nobody ever talks about it. They just do it. And he has a whole speech after that, and that has been making the rounds for a little bit. Lovely. Excellent. Hold on. We got doctrines to do. Sin of pride or of gluttony? Choose a follower to take on the sin of others. Generate sin. Gluttony of generate sin with. Wow. I think there's more good in X-Men The Last Stand than people give it credit for, but yes, it is a mess. So where's the one who sent me on the quest? Ah, there. You. Thank you. Nice. And I might as well build the damn thing. Guess we'll make the South the area of sin. Okay. Going back to the Battlestar Galactica episode, do you think it would have been better if the episode had centered on D instead of Hilo, like to avoid the white savior optics? Well, I'm not going to disagree with you on the white savior optics. The white savior optics were not the biggest fundamental flaw with the episode. The biggest fundamental flaw in the episode was everybody denigrating the beliefs of a group of people who were not granted perspective within the episode. That's the biggest fundamental problem. That's the thing that needs fixing before anything else. And like, also, calling Hilo a white savior gets messy because the actor is, you know, he's indigenous. I understand that optics are that since he is not presented as minority within the show, and to look at him, he reads as white. I get that, but it does become a messier conversation, especially if you're trying to fix that part. And I don't think that's the episode's biggest problem. It's funny, Last Stand is the only X-Men movie I haven't seen yet. Well, except New Mutants. New Mutants was a mess. That was an abysmally bad script. Like, across the board, but especially the dialogue writing was absurdly bad. I felt so bad for the actors trying to make that. Ugh. Not good. Let's see. No drinks. Everyone's going to sleep. Plimbo. Oh, I remember. Plimbo. Took me a second. Compared to most of the X-Men, most superhero movies now, X-Men less, and it did try to stand out with what it was trying to say, pun intended. Like, that is, like, and I'm not gonna say that every movie is, like, obligated to say something. And even, you know, something like the X-Men, which by its design is very good for saying something. I'm not gonna say you have to have a big core message every single movie, or definitely not the same ones, but like it is worth noting that at this point a lot of superhero, an increasing amount of superhero movies feel like they don't have a central theme anymore, and they used to. I said this in the comments, but in real life POC do have legitimate reason for distrusting doctors. It's not just an arbitrary religious conviction. Yeah, no. I understand that. But again, it gets messy talking about it within the confines of that episode, because while D is a person of color, I can't remember what the group was, Sagittarons, broadly speaking, are not depicted as being that. So again, you're not wrong about the optics of D, but like, she is also treated as separate from the group that's actually refusing medical care. So like, the whole thing is just a mess. Yeah.
Lobby, Baba Boosh.
I love Plimbo. He's the best.
Bowdy booty, bowdy.
Booty bird.
Bowdy booty. Come on, D.
Do I want to work on getting the other witness eyes? Rather than going for the ending right off. I think maybe.
Babu, Babu.
New Mutants is the last X-Men movie from that continuity. It released post-pandemic. It's been mostly forgotten. It's also just bad. And like, it also has the loosest connection to that continuity. You can very sincerely ignore it.
Boo, boo.
Boo, boo. I love you, Plimbo. Never change. My biggest problem with the first X-Men movie and Last Stand, from what I know, is the metaphor falls flat. Like, there's no real-life equivalent to making everyone a mutant or the cure. No, there isn't. But like, here's the thing. I personally am not of the opinion that even when you are creating a group of people that are meant to metaphorically map on to some degree to a real life group, that that everything you do has to be confined to something that is reality or directly analogous. Now, you do have to be very aware of what the implications of your deviations mean. You have to be cautious and aware of that. But I don't think it's necessary to, like, even if you're being analogous, to restrict everything you do to something that maps onto the reality, if that makes sense. Like, and again, depending on how you handle your metaphor, you can screw up. Like, there are definitely ways to get that completely wrong and to mess it up and to make a decision. So, like, a good example of that is Babylon 5 with the telepaths. There is a certain, and like, this is honestly kind of a flaw with the X-Men as well, but it felt more glaring with the telepaths in Babylon 5 than it does with X-Men. I think part of the reason X-Men gets away with it is because while certain stories might make mutants as a group more analogous to specific things, like X2 really leaned on it as a queer metaphor. With Magneto, you have parallels to Jews and anti-Semitism. With other stories will lean on it as a race analogy. Now, there is a fundamental flaw in that mutants at least have the potential to be innately dangerous depending on what their power is. Whereas in reality, the bigotry against any of those groups has no justification because they aren't innately dangerous. And I do think X-Men usually, not always, usually balances that okay. I remember it standing out in Babylon 5 with the telepaths because there was all this stuff of like, oh, I just don't trust telepaths. The thing is, given what telepaths are capable of doing, I'm not going to say that the degree of distrust some of the characters had was warranted, but like some level of distrust is going to be normal in that circumstance. So when you map it on too much to a specific group, it falls apart because in your fictional universe, there's actually a legitimate reason to at least be cautious, if not biased against this group. I say legitimate. There is at least an explanation, whereas in real life, bigotry does not have a rational explanation. So I think that's actually part of why mutants work better than the telepaths, because the telepaths were really just kind of treated as one thing, whereas the mutants, because what mutation can be analogous to, or in some stories it's not being treated as an analogy to anything, it allows enough freedom that the fact that they have powers and are theoretically dangerous depending on their mutation isn't as innately damaging as it was with some of the stuff done with the telepaths in Babylon 5. I went on for a while there. Can you tell that I both house a lot of this stuff in my head but also think about it a lot? Can you tell? I always think, like, it's important to, like, especially if you have any intention to write or make creative works yourself, I think it is legitimately important to watch for the flaws and the faults in things and to see where the traps are so that you can be more aware of them in your own work, if nothing else. That scene was very comic book. And honestly, like, small moment, and it's kind of a joke, but it's also kind of legit a great moment. It's like the whole bridge thing, and Magneto, after having done like this incredible thing, like made it very clear how powerful he is, walks past this car, and this woman in this car locks the doors as he passes. I actually love that moment. That's astounding. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna leave it as is right now. Yeah, I remember you pointing that out, 255. And again, you're not wrong, but it's messy and frustrating for kind of a litany of reasons. And again, I'm not saying that what you're pointing out isn't a problem. I'm just saying that if I could only fix one problem, that one is not my first priority.
Selamat kaya ng barangko.
Nice. If not distrust, I would at least be very uncomfortable with being around a telepath. Like, I'd have to really know and trust them not to. One scene I've seen I don't like in Last Stand is Magneto going, you're not one of us anymore, and ditching Mystique. Like, yeah, that is one of the more bullshit things that happens in that movie. Do you think Zootopia creates enough comfortable distance? I personally thought so because I mapped it vague bigotry rather than American racism, but the analogs and metaphors might be too narrow and direct to race for people. Here's my thing about Zootopia. I don't want to say I give it a full pass, but I kind of give Zootopia a fair amount of leniency given that it is aimed at children. Because if this was a story for adults, I would take more issue with the fact that while the carnivores are no longer a threat, they still were once a legitimate danger. And even if you're saying, well, that's way in the past, it is still giving a little bit more credence to bigotry, particularly racial bigotry, than maybe you should be doing. And some people have made that case, and I'm not going to say that they're wrong. I personally give it a bit of a pass because it is aimed at children, and you need to meet them where they're at. And I'm not saying kids can't handle nuance, but you need a starting point. You can't bury them in the nuance immediately, if that makes sense. So I think for the target audience it is a good, it works well and makes things real clear for that audience. And yeah, I think for what it's trying to do, it does it well enough for the intended audience it has. Because it's one of those things where, like, it's pointed in the right direction. And then, in theory, when a kid gets older and is more prepared to absorb nuance, you can start having conversations around, okay, here was kind of this simplified version that you absorbed as a kid, but you're a little older now. Let's talk about how it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. That is something that like, that's the thing. Parenting is not just sticking your kid in front of a piece of work and leaving it at that. You do have to contextualize stuff, and also, like, make them aware when, yes, there was this lesson you learned when you were young, and that is a good lesson, but also that was the simplified version. Like, for lack of a better way to put it, it's like how you're learning in school. Like, here's the basic math. Here's algebra. Here's pre-calc. Like, it's all math, and it was all true, but it's more complicated as you go. A lot of life lessons are the same with kids, which is why fascists and reactionaries love to dumb things down to the level of children. There's only two genders. It's basic biology. Exactly. It's basic biology, but there's more advanced biology than that, and as a result, it's more complicated, but you refuse to accept that. Always be cautious of and I'm not going to say it's always nefarious, but always be cautious of anyone who is presenting something to you in the manner that it would be presented to a child. At one point in the writing of the first Matrix movie, they were considering having it be a case that Switch was a woman in the Matrix and male in the real world. Yep, I am well aware of that. Wouldn't that have kind of fucked up the metaphor or that movie, since she'd be more herself in the Matrix than the real world? No. No, it wouldn't. Because no. Because while the Matrix, the system, is a prison, the ability to view yourself as you feel you are, like, it should be a case of she is what she feels she is in the Matrix, but not outside of it. Like, no, that doesn't fuck up the metaphor at all. I think it only fucks up the metaphor if you're approaching it from an idea of the real world is better, but it demonstrably, the real world is not better. The Matrix is better. That's why someone like Cypher wants to get back, but the Matrix is also a trap. So I think you were misreading what some of the purpose of some of that was. I don't expect every superhero movie or show to have a big, powerful message, but I do miss when there was a sense of unique themes with each superhero project. Yeah, it happens less these days, feels like. Now we're talking. Thank you. Nice. Like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies felt like a breath of fresh air, as well as Blade and X-Men. They did at the time, for sure. So would the idea be she only started appearing female in the Matrix after she realized it was virtual and gained the ability to modify her avatar? I don't know. I'm not deep enough into Matrix lore. I think the general implication is that the form that you take when you re-enter the Matrix or any of the builds or any of the virtual builds at all, actually, is you take on it. I think they called it residual self-image. It's subconscious. She is what she subconsciously believes she should look like. Gotcha. For Zootopia 2, I feel like I aligned very closely with Judy about her desire for justice above most anything, including self-preservation, especially because I'm a socialist, but her having absolutely no give for Nick's perspective as a minority who would prefer self-preservation irked me. It was probably supposed to, and it made me see myself from the outside. Zootopia 2 is pretty decent. Let me put it this way. I was expecting way worse. Like, given my feelings on Disney sequels, I was expecting a shit show. It wasn't. I still think the first one's better, but it's solid. Speaking of superhero movies, I think the MCU Disney Plus shows are kind of improving. Like, I didn't like WandaVision or Loki, or some of the earlier ones, but now we have Wonder Man, Ironheart, and Agatha. See, Nick, I broadly can't agree, because while I thought WandaVision fell apart in the last 2 episodes, I did think what it was doing up to then was interesting, and I legit like Loki. Ironheart was fine. Agatha had one phenomenal episode, but otherwise I didn't like it particularly. And Wonder Man, I appreciate more than I like. Wonder Man is a good step. Wonder Man is absolutely a step in the right direction. Did I almost say the white direction? Jesus. But anyways, Wonder Man is a step in the right direction for sure. But broadly speaking, I'm not sure the Disney Plus Marvel shows have ever been on truly solid footing. You know? I'm of the opinion that Loki is their best show. And yeah, there's other stuff that I think is good but isn't for me. I don't think those shows have ever been on particularly solid footing. And that's starting from the Disney Plus era. Like, people are lumping in Jessica Jones and Daredevil with that now, and I understand they're in continuity, but like, that was handled by like a different streamer with different approvals and different production. Like, I understand they're in continuity now, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna count season 1 of Daredevil as the start of the Marvel streaming shows that we're currently dealing with. I'm just not gonna do that. All right, I'm kind of getting the hang of the gun. Ooh, 4 shots. I like that. Nice one, Starbush. I think I moved slower on my reactions to the MCU than most other people. I don't think it was too late / messing up too much until very recently. Before, it wasn't like phase 1 or phase 2 were great. Yeah, again, it's just kind of a mess all around right now. And like, I would like Wonder Man to give me hope, but it doesn't give me as much as I would like, considering it was revealed recently that they almost didn't air it. They almost pulled a Batgirl movie with that. It's like, you people you do not realize what you have. You don't know what's good about it. And I just don't trust, Marvel's judgment right now in terms of what they should be doing where they need to go, what is or isn't working. I just do not trust their judgment. Just full stop. I liked Hawkeye for the most part, parts of She-Hulk, parts of Born Again. Like, there were so many that almost were, like, I honestly think up until their last episodes, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was decent, was pretty good. Moon Knight was great up until its last episode. She-Hulk stumbled, but its last stretch of episodes were really good. Hawkeye I did like pretty much. I didn't love it, but I did like Hawkeye pretty much from the start. I'd say that was one that pretty much by the time it was done, it ended about as good as it started. I'll give Hawkeye that. Alrighty. I just hope we stop with the nostalgia. Best post-Secret Wars, please, Marvel. Please. Like, I have less than zero faith in Doomsday. Truly. I cannot imagine a scenario in which that is legitimately good. It might surprise me. Stranger things have happened, but I just have such a hard time wrapping my head around the idea that could possibly be any good. Hey, you two, cut it out. Gotta get a sermon before the day's over. Ugh. The thing is, Starbush, like, yeah, you're not wrong that Hollywood thrives on endless nostalgia. It didn't used to, at least not in this way. Nostalgia has always been bankable, but, like, nostalgia for specific properties as opposed to, like, certain genres innately being based on nostalgia. The Western genre was always nostalgic by its nature. So I'm not going to say nostalgia has never been a factor, but, like, latching on to specific franchises and never letting them go, that's a relatively new phenomenon. I watched something about The Little Mermaid. I had the thought that I bet they thought Ariel was a safe space to race swap for inclusion because she's not even human. I doubt they put that much thought into it. I don't think they were unaware of that the backlash was going to happen. I actually would be very surprised if they were 100% caught off guard by that. I think it is far more a matter of they thought they'd benefit more than they would lose. Like that's the calculus of not just Disney, but any corporation when it's doing these things. It's not that they don't see the potential for the backlash. It's that they think they will gain more than they will lose from what they do. And that's true of what they do in either direction, whether it's more progressive or more conservative. Let's see. Oh, damn it. I should have done a sermon before it was nighttime. Pooh. But about future projects, the Thunderbolts director is making the first X-Men movie, so that's something. We'll see how it goes. It's not always clear how much the directors help. There have been amazing directors that put out meh movies because that's what they had to work with. There have been decent movies put out by meh directors. So, you know, I have 1 milligram of faith because the Russo brothers haven't done me wrong yet in the MCU, so I expect something a bit worse than Endgame in terms of the coherence and quality, but nothing as good as Infinity War or Winter Soldier, or a little bit better than Age of Ultron. Here's the problem with me with the Russos, Nicholas. They are good when they are building on a foundation that is good. So when they came in, they were building on a pretty solid foundation. The MCU is not solid foundation right now. And we saw what they make when they don't have solid footing. Then we get the electric state. And that, plus I'm innately bitter against them because they are not, at least last I checked, they are not full on endorsing it, but they are open to use of generative AI in movie making, and that's an automatic fuck you from me. Maybe this is nostalgia already, but Avengers is the best MCU movie. I'll die on that hill. Oh, it's very solid. I don't think Endgame was the best movie, and it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. The problem I have with it is it would take me too long to lay out here, but even those problems, I think it's a really good movie. I like Endgame a lot. I like it a lot. Today I saw a girl with a skateboard in the park, and I thought one thing I really like in the Stranger Things finale is they don't have Max just stop being a tomboy when she grows up. No, that is nice. That does, yeah, that is something that a lot of things do. Okay. Oh, I can brew. Spreading holiday cheer, the holidays payday. Thank you, Trista. I appreciate that immensely. Little gay heart of appreciation. Iron Man 1 and Avengers 1 are both pretty solid movies. I think people forget how shaky a lot of Phase 1 was. Iron Man was good. Avengers was good. Incredible Hulk was... It was decent for the time because we hadn't gotten much better yet. Iron Man 2 was not especially good. Thor was, again, good for the time. But I don't think those ones hold up particularly strongly. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, Captain America: First Avenger. Other people really like it. I don't especially. What are you all grumpy about? What is your issue? Why are you... Do I not have enough shelters? I could have sworn I did. Alright, well, let's just... Why is everyone getting out of bed? What is the issue? Is there a snorer over here? Is that the problem? Oh, it's you. You're the issue. You're the problem. So I need to isolate you is what I need to do. Okay. I need to... No, not you. You. Assign you there. There we go. That was the problem. Okay. Let's do a sermon. Phase 1 was as messy as TNG Season 1 for sure. No, it was not that messy. It was messy, it was not that messy. Ooh. Sweet. Doctoral extremist. Choose to generate sin from the confession booth instead of loyalty. Chance of sin appearing is a reward from mini boss. Let's do that one. Violent extremist. Jesus. Ah. My biggest problem with Ragnarok is how it butchered planet health. See, my biggest problem is how casually it kills off the Warriors 3. That actually really bugged the hell out of me. And I know no one else even remembers that, but that bothered the hell out of me. It bothered me for basically the same reason that it really bothers me that X-Men The Last Stand kills Cyclops so early on. Spoilers, I suppose. Yeah, that's kind of my point, Nicholas. The Warriors 3 were Thor's friends in the first few movies, but they are unceremoniously killed in Ragnarok, and I really don't like I don't like it on principle, because like, how do I put this? I think it is, generally speaking, a mistake to very casually discard and unceremonially slaughter characters. Not just because it's wasteful, but it's also disrespectful. And yes, maybe most people thought those characters were superfluous, but I cannot help but imagine some kid out there who really liked the funny fat one, and he just gets gutted. I don't think he even has a line in Ragnarok. He just gets killed. And that sits real wrong with me. That sits real badly with me.
Dalam ka ng bayan, no?
Enlightenment ritual. What even is that one? What is that one? Enlightenment. Oh, okay. See, the thing is, I'm not even that big of a fan of Warriors 3. Like, kind of the thing that really opened my eyes to this was something Linkara said. And, like, I'd heard this sentiment in general, but he summed it up really well. I think it was the last part of his review of Heroes in Crisis. He talked about how his favorite comic book character of all time is Danny Chase. And Danny Chase is a character who was killed off in the Teen Titans, and he's a character who was never brought back. And it just kind of hit me that, like, okay, the number of people who love this character, they are few and far between, but they do exist. And to decide, well, this character doesn't matter, we're just going to unceremoniously kill them because we don't care, is to give whoever did care a middle finger. And I'm not going to say that, like, every single character needs a big send-off or a heroic sacrifice or whatever, but when removal of characters is done that casually and callously, it instinctively sits wrong with me. To be clear, when they are established. I understand some characters exist to be fodder, whatever. But, like, established characters. Yeah, that too, Nick. Drink some booze. Generate some sin. So did you just hate Game of Thrones? No! No, 255, because there it's actually part of the theming that no matter who you are, anyone can die. Like, that's established with Ned Stark's death. And does that mean that I'm okay with every death that happens in that? No, but like, that's core to the entire premise of that show and that story. That no one is safe. And some people are going to die undignified deaths. That's baked into that story. It is not baked into superhero stories. So that is not a fair comparison to make. And I reject the notion of comparing the two. Okay. Nice. Yep, no, I already did that. Unlocks the hatchery. I'm not sure I want to deal with that right now. Crypts. I think I'm more callous than you. If I happen to not like a plotline, I tend to feel a sense of relief. Characters are killed off from it. Again, it just strikes me as wasteful because, like, you can ditch a plotline without killing characters. There are ways to lock off and discard a plotline that does not require killing the characters involved. See, I never got very far with Attack on Titan. I think I did the first, like, 3 episodes. And I didn't, like, fully dislike it, but I didn't like it enough to stick with it. Everyone can die. I mean, that was claimed for Game of Thrones, but I think there were certain characters that was evidence were going to stick around the end after. Well, yes, like that's kind of the inherent problem of doing a long-term story in a everyone can die setting, is that eventually you are going to reach a point where it's not going to be okay to kill certain characters. You will eventually hit that point, and I would say by season 6, it was pretty clear who was gonna make it to the end.
Biddly boo.
Biddly boo.
Bob Doody Boda.
Oh,
Come on, D.
Limbo.
Bee-haw.
All right, let's see if we can get the last witness eye. Eyewitness. I just got that. Son of a... Excuse me. To your point about Cyclons, I think only character asks where's Scott and then nothing. No one remembers him, no one wants him. Yeah. And again, like it gives away the uncaring callousness with which it was done in the first place. Hey, Bex. Good to see you. We're going to do one last run. Merciless Sword. Okay. Alright, that's a charge up deal. I hope I get a different weapon that hits harder than this sword. Gain a spirit per elderly follower. Okay. I'll take that. Is that a Halo sword? Oh, you're right, Nicholas. I never played Halo, so I didn't clock that. Yeah, Storm hasn't really been done especially well in the films so far. Definitely not related, but my sister and I called James Marsden Hottie for literally years before we knew his name. See, I'd like he's a decent Cyclops, don't get me wrong. I think the two best uses of him were as the prince in Enchanted and as Teddy in Westworld, because he's just got that classical, you know, heroic character look that I think casting him in something that is very much leaning into the idea of like, oh yes, here is our hero. The way that those two castings did, I think worked really well. I think that and Hairspray. He was real good for Hairspray too. Not heroic, but again, that sort of very classically handsome look really worked for that part. I've been watching a sports anime called Medalist about ice skating. It's good, but the only thing that really bugs me about it is very Japanese take on self-worth, like the main character base says at one point. I used to feel worthless because I wasn't good at anything. Now I have a talent, so I feel good about myself. Yeah, it's a bit. And like you can chalk it up to cultural difference, but you can also still feel that certain cultural messages aren't great. And it's not like that message is unique to Japan. Like there are other there's plenty of Western media that's effectively done the same thing. But yeah, I get you. X-Men 97, I would say, is a better representation of what the X-Men are like in the comics than any of the movies. Broadly speaking. Like, you can argue there are some specific characters that were done extremely well in the movies. Or at least certain aspects of them. You know, Logan comes to mind, and the Deadpool movies and such. Give me a better weapon. Well, it's better than what I've got, but it's not great. I like things that hit harder. I'll take a slower attack. Damn it! Sorry, I'm kind of zeroed in right now because we're almost out of time for the stream. Whatever. I don't super love either of those. Damn it. In the X-Men cartoon, there's a bit where you see pre-memory loss Wolverine, and he just has no claws whatsoever because they hadn't introduced the bone claws yet in the comic. Yeah, I know. I don't like the bone claws. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like bone claws. I think the claws should just be a result of the Weapon X program. But the bone claws have been canon for a long time now, so we're stuck with them. I am still having fun, Nicholas. I wouldn't still be playing the game if I didn't enjoy it. do we got? What do we got? Oh. That just replaces... I'll go with that one.
Jakalam.
See, the thing is, Starbush, I'd actually love to see the pitch deck for Deadpool 69. I can't say I do 255. Like, keep in mind, I always thought that the X-Men animated series was overrated. I never watched that much of it. Like, I've seen all of X-Men 97 because first season of X-Men 97 was fantastic. Damn it! But I did not watch all that much of the animated series because I never thought the original animated series was especially good. Like, it wasn't the worst or anything, but basically, really, the only thing it had going for it was loyalty to the comic stories that it chose to adapt. That's kind of it. The voices weren't great. The animation was not good at all. Even for the like, people try and give a pass for the animation as, like, being good for the time. It wasn't, though. It looked cheap even then. Like, that was the same time that Batman the Animated Series and Gargoyles were on the air, crying out loud. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Mother! Get over here. Fuckers. How much life do I feel like I need? All right, let's go. Come on! Get. Gotcha. Suck it. Have you watched any of the other cartoons like Evolution or Wolverine the X-Men? I never did. I kind of moved on from superhero cartoons by the time that stuff came out. In the episode where they introduce Nightcrawler, they do a whole God's Not Dead thing where Wolverine's an angry atheist thing goes to church at the end. Huh. See, the thing is, like, there are ways to do that well. I'm not going to take it for granted that they did. But we got to wrap it up. I've run over time slightly. But I really want to give Plimbo the last eye.
Dowdy booty.
Yowdy
Babu.
boo.
Shbaboo.
He's the best. I love him.
Lubby. Baba boosh. Bowdy. Boo boo. Bowdy booty bowdy.
Next stream is Friday. I like my X-Men with animated cheese. There's plenty of that out there. If he doesn't have the bone claws, isn't he just a guy who can heal really well? I mean, as far as superpowers go, yeah. He's a guy who can heal really well, who's also really good at killing because he learned how to do that. Like, not because he's somehow innately savage, but because, well, I think he, if I remember correctly, his enhanced scent is part of the mutation, so he's technically got a little bit more than just the healing. But yeah, honestly, I am of the opinion that healing should be his primary thing. And, like, I don't have a problem with him having the claws, but, like, having the claws be innate to the mutation, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. We're gonna do a quick sermon, and we're gonna call it a stream. Golden Fleece. Deal damage dealt increases with each kill, but resets when hit. Take double damage. I do kind of want to try that. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, I never got that it was supposed to be ironic because he looks like a demon. Like, some stuff goes over your head. That's fine. We got another good MCU show, Echo. Echo was pretty good. Echo was definitely better than, like, people have treated it since. It's, like, since it aired, people have acted like, oh, that wasn't good. Like, no, it was fine. It wasn't amazing, but it was perfectly solid. I think it accomplished what it was going after perfectly well. So, yeah, Echo was solid. All right, I gotta go. So thank you very much for joining me. Everybody take care of yourselves. So coming up later today on this channel, there will be a reaction. What is this? Oh. There will be a reaction to As If Movie 16, if that's your jam. And there's going to be numerous reviews up over the next week or so. And... trying to think. So Saturday's video will finally be the ranking of every episode of Game Changer, the Dropout Game Show. That's Saturday. Did I say tomorrow? Saturday. What is your issue? Oh, you're drunk. That's what's going on with you. So that'll be out on Saturday on the main channel. Like I said, there'll be numerous reviews up. Whee! No, stop it. Stop it. And is there anything else? Yeah, we'll be back here Friday to try and wrap this game out and finish up. So thank you, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be well, be safe, and be kind. I'll see you.